All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get started. So, Unit 7 Study Guide. Here we go. The ABC Electric Company charges $50 per hour plus a $60 service fee. The XYZ Electric Company charges $10 per hour plus a $140 service fee. Let Y equal the number of the total cost and X equal the number of hours. All right. Here we go. So the first equation is Y equals 50x, $50 per hour, plus a $60 service fee. The second equation will be Y equals $10 per hour, so 10x, plus a $140 service fee. All right, we're going to use the calculator to help us graph this and see where they cross each other. So, to the calculator we go. Go to our Y equals. Clear anything out? All right, the first equation is 50x plus 60. So, 50x plus 60. Go to the table. All right, my table is already lined up, starting with 0. So we got 0, 60. I'm going to go ahead and plot that. 0, 60. So it starts right here. Now the next one says 110. Okay, well that's not perfect on here, but I can plot it right between the 100 and the 120. So I'll go ahead and put a dot right there. The next one is 160. Okay, then the next one is 210. All right, and that's all that's going to fit. Draw a line through the dots. Okay, now we'll go ahead and put the other equation in. Only do one equation at a time, otherwise the numbers get too confusing. So that one's $10 per hour plus a $140 service fee. All right, to the table. So we've got 0, 140. Okay, the next one says 150. Okay, well that's kind of in between. And then the next one is 160. Okay, and if I would continue that pattern, it would go like this. Okay, so now we want to see where they cross each other. So when will the two be the same amount, and what is that amount? Okay, well that would be right here at 2 hours. And $160. So if you had something that would take 2 hours for them to fix, it would be the same price for both companies at $160. Okay? Next question. When is the ABC Electric Company the better deal? Okay, well the ABC Electric Company, I graphed it in green. So where is it the better deal? Well, it's the better deal when the value is less than the other one. So if I look at the graph, I see the green line is below the orange line right here. Okay, follow my pen. Okay, right here it's less than. All right, so what I'm going to do is I see that at 2 hours it's the same. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say when is the ABC Electric Company the better deal? When it's less than 2 hours. That's when it's the better deal. All right. So when is the XYZ Company the better deal? Okay, well, where's the orange line below the green line? Okay, look at where my pen is. Okay, right here, the orange line is underneath the green line. That's the better deal. So here we will say more than 2 hours. All right, let's continue. Graph each equation, then give the solution. All right, so let's start with this one right here. Let's graph our y-intercept, which is 6. Our slope is 1 over 2, up 1 over 2. And then I'm going to go backwards. Please put your dots all the way through the graph. Okay, let's graph the other one. If I'm going too fast at any time, all you need to do is pause the video and then start it again. So -9. And the slope is up 3 over 1. And we want to see where they cross each other. We're all right there. Write that as an ordered pair. The x is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the y is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the solution to that system is 6, 9. All right, moving on to the next one. Again, if I'm going too fast, just pause it. So -7. The slope is 2, so up 2 over 1. And go backwards. Okay, let's graph the other one. Start at 8. And the slope is -1/2, so down 1 over 2. So when you're doing these problems, if you do not end up crossing in a nice spot, you messed up. Okay, they cross each other right here, so we're going to write that as an ordered pair. X is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And Y is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they cross each other at 6, 5. That is the solution to that system. All right, the next page requires a calculator. Here we go. Solve the system of equations. If you use matrices, please write them in the matrix notation. No work, no credit. Well, I'm going to do all of these with the matrix. Okay, that is the easiest, and I assume that's what you're going to want to do on the test. So first we're going to write it. Okay, x by itself, remember, is 1. This y by itself is 1. Okay, so watch your signs. So 1, 3, -2, 1. Then the x and y. And then the -4 and the -34. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and put these into the calculator. So let me step through that with you again real quick. So we're going to go to the matrix. So second matrix, edit. Okay, make sure your dimensions, or pick number 1. Make sure your dimensions are correct. This is a 2 by 2. Okay, I'm going to put the numbers in. Here we go. So look at your paper and type the numbers in. Okay, go back to the matrix. Go back to edit. Pick number 2. That's 2 by 1. Okay, and the numbers there are -4 and -34. Once you're done, you need to quit, second quit. Now, this next step, you only need to do this once. After you've done it, then you can just use the shortcut, which I will do on the other problems. So, first we need to get the matrix A with its inverse and the B up. So here we go. Go back to the matrix. Pick number 1. Hit your inverse button, which is the x with the negative exponent of 1. Go back to your matrix and pick B. All right, so again, this is the only time we need to type this. After this, we can use the shortcut. Hit enter. And I made this so we should get no decimals on these problems. So we get 14 and negative 6. All right, let's keep going. Okay, so I'm going to set these up. I'm not going to do all that much talking. I'm just going to go through the steps. So here we go. Again, if I'm going too fast for you, you just have to pause. Again, when you're all done, quit. Okay, now I'm going to use that shortcut. I just have to hit second, enter, and then enter again, and I've got my answer. All right. Okay, moving on. Again, I'm going to do this without talking, so just follow the steps. Okay, so I get this error message, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and I'm going to double check my numbers. Okay, my numbers there look good. My numbers there look good. Okay, so I'm going to see what happens. Again, I get an error message. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say not possible. Okay, moving on. Next one. There should be an X behind that negative 5. All right, 3, 4. All right, I got another error message. Now I know I typed them in right. Okay, so this is another one that's not possible. That means the lines do not cross at one spot, is what that means. Okay, next one. All right, 615. All right, so now number 9 and 10, we've got 3 letters. Okay, so our matrix is going to increase a bit. So first I'm going to write my matrix out. Watch your negative signs. Okay, so now we're going to have to change our dimensions. So now we've got a 3 by 3, 3 rows, 3 columns. All right, let's put the numbers in. Okay, we also have to change the dimensions for the second one. That's 3 by 1. And put your numbers in. All right, 2, -7, 5. All right, next one. Now, we need to be careful with this one. See the little note off to the side. All right, so here we go, top row. Now, in the middle, the letter Y is missing. So there's an X, but the Y is missing, so that gets a 0. And then the letter Z is 1. All right, in the third row, the letter Z is missing. So we've got a 1, and then this is a 0. So be careful that the zeros go in the right spot. All right, here we go. Let's type it in. And 3, -3, 1. All right. Now let's do a few word problems. Next page. At a pizza restaurant, it costs $3 to make. Costs $3 to make a small pizza, and they sell it for $8. It costs $7 to make a large pizza, and they sell it for $14. The restaurant spent $1,220 making the pizzas, and they sold them for $2,670. All right, so we got to make sure that what I circled in blue is one equation and what I underlined is the other equation. So here we go, the blue. So $3 for a small, that's an S, 3S, plus $7 to make the large, so 7L, equals the 1220. Okay, and what did I underline? What they are selling them for. Okay, so $8 for a small, plus $14 for a large, and then $2,670. All right, I'm going to make my matrix. I'm going to type it in. I need to change my dimensions, 2 by 2. And here we go. Okay, change your dimensions for that one also, 2 by 1. All right. And how many did we sell? 115 small, 125 large. Okay, a decimal would not make sense here because you're not going to sell part of a pizza. Okay, it's the whole pizza. All right, next one. So we got a different restaurant, but this time we have small, medium, and large. All right, so again, I'm gonna underline the cost, and I'm going to, or circle the cost, and I'm gonna underline what they sell it for. So a small cost, $4.50. They sell it for $9. The medium cost, $6.50, and they sell the median for $12. It cost $8.50 for the large, and they sell it for $16. In 1 week, the restaurant spent $2,300 making them. They sold them for $4,510. Okay, they also say they sold 360 pizzas. So how many small, medium, and large pizzas were sold? Hint, make 3 equations. Okay, well, the first equation, you know how I use different colors. One equation is going to be with the blue, one equation is going to be with the pink, and the other equation is going to be what I underlined in green. So here we go. So the small, I'm doing the cost. Again, that's an S. $4.50 to make a small, plus $6.50 to make the medium, plus $8.50 to make the large. And they had to spend $2,380. Next equation, they sell them. So $9 for the small, plus $12 for the medium, plus $16 for the large, and they made a total of $4,510 when they sold them all. Now there has to be 3 equations because you have 3 things, small, medium, large. So you have to have a third equation. Okay, they sold a total of 360 pizzas. So that's going to equal 360. Okay, we don't know how many small, medium, or large, so we're just going to put S plus M plus L. The number of small plus the number of medium plus the number of large is 360. All right, matrix. So that bottom row is just 1, 1, 1. All right, I'm going to type this in. Switch my dimensions again. Again, switch my dimensions. All right. Again, a decimal would not make sense. So 110, 120, 130. All right, moving on. One more word problem. To raise money for graduation all-night party, the school is going to sell. Okay, here we go again. So I'm going to use blue. Okay, they sell long sleeve, short sleeve, and long sleeve t-shirts. The school can buy the short sleeves for $4, and they sell them for $8. The long sleeves they cost them $7, and they can sell them for $10. The school will spend that much getting the t-shirts, but then they're going to sell them for that. All right, so first equation. So $4 for the small plus $7 for the large is going to equal 410. That's how much it costs the school to purchase it all. Then they're going to sell them. All right, so they're going to sell the small for 7 plus the 10 or the large for 10, and then they got $700 from selling them. All right, matrix. hold on, I think I messed up. I think that this is supposed to be an 8. My apologies. Okay, so I fixed that. That's an 8. All right, here we go. Continuing. Okay, let me type this in. Again, I have to change my dimensions. All right, and we get 50 short sleeve, 30 long sleeve. So they bought 50 and sold 50 short sleeve and 30 long sleeve. Again, decimals would not make sense here. All right, moving on. Next page. Okay, you have a little key up here for your inequalities in case you forget. That key, I believe, is also on the test. All right, here we go. First one. Okay, remember, there's 3 types of lines. There's a diagonal line, there's a vertical line, and there's a horizontal line. Well, that first one, you will see there's only one letter. That tells me it is not a diagonal. Now the next thing is I noticed it's the letter X. If it's the letter X, I put a dot on the x-axis at 7, and since it's on the x-axis, this is a vertical line. Now looking up above, it's a dashed vertical line. Now I'm not going to shade it yet. We're going to graph the other one and then we'll shade it. Okay, next one. Again, if I'm going too fast, pause. The next one starts at 5. The slope tells me down 1 over 2. Now, we are not interested where they cross each other. We are interested in where to shade it. On the first page, we were interested where they cross each other. Here we're not. We're interested in where we shade these. Okay, looking at the inequality, there's an equal to on it, so this one is a solid line. Now, for the graphing, or for the shading. All right, this says right here, x is going to be less than 7. That means x is smaller than 7. So here's my x right here. So if I'm going to be smaller than that, I'm going to shade to the left. Okay, but I'm not shading all of that. Now we need to look at the blue line. The blue line, it says y is bigger than. Y is bigger than or greater than this. So that means above it. So I'm going to shade to the left of the pink and above the blue. So that means I'm right here to the left of the pink and above the blue. So that's the area that we should shade it. Okay, next one. Again, if I look, I see only one letter. It's the letter Y. So I'm going to go on the y-axis to -5. 2, 3, 4, 5. And since there is no other letter, it's horizontal. So this one's horizontal at -5. And there's an equal to on it, so it's a solid line. Now, it says greater than. I'll shade above that, but I'm not going to shade it yet. Okay, next one. Start at -4. And the slope is 3, so up 3 over 1. Go backwards. Okay, this one does not have an equal to, so it is a dashed line. And when we shade that one, y is less than, so we'll be shading below that line, but not yet. Okay, next one. Start at 6. And down 2 over 1. And that has an equal to on it, so that one is a solid line. All right, I'm going to shade. So it says I'm going to shade above the green line, below the orange line, and below the purple line. So that would be inside the triangle. Above the green, below the purple, and below the orange. All right. Now remember, this problem is worth a lot of points. Okay, that problem is worth 10 points by itself. Lots of stuff going on. All right. And finally, the last section, which is going to be on the surface area and volume again, because we need to do better on this. So copy very carefully so you have good notes when you're taking the test. All right, so here we go. We've got a cylinder. So we can see the surface area up here. P is perimeter. H is height. And the big B is the base area. All right, so we've got a cylinder. The base of the cylinder is a circle. That is the base. So the big B is going to be pi r squared. Okay? Because it's a circle. So the base is pi r squared. The perimeter is going to be the perimeter, that's the distance around the circle, is 2 pi r, because it's a circle. All right, so here we go. So the surface area equals. So looking up here, the perimeter is 2 pi times the radius, which is 6, times, I'll put that one in parentheses, the height, which is 16, plus 2 times the base area, I'm going to put that in parentheses, which is pi, times the radius, 6 squared. Okay. Now, I do not want you to do anything with the pi symbol. We're going to leave the pi symbol alone. So we're just going to put the pi right down there in our answer. Now, the rest, all we have to do is type that into the calculator. So we're going to type 2 times 6. Okay. Then it says, so it's 2 times 6. Times 16, then it says plus right here, 2 times 6 squared. So plus 2 times 6 squared. Again, you'll notice I did not do anything with the pi. I just took the numbers, 2 times 6 times 16, plus 2 times 6 squared. Now, maybe you want to write that down on your paper so you remember that. Okay, so that becomes 264. And I'm done. So my answer is 264 pi centimeters squared. Okay, the next one is a prism. Okay, so here the base, in this case, is a square. All right, so the base area is going to be s squared, the side squared, because it's a square. The perimeter is going to be 4s, 4 times s, because there's 4 sides and they're each 10. All right, here we go. So the surface area is going to equal, the perimeter is 4 times 10. S is 10. Okay, then it's times the height, which is also 10, plus, okay, looking at the formula again, 2 times the base area, which is 10 squared. Write that down. Be very thorough in your notes. Okay, so all I need to do is type this in. Okay, I'll use parentheses this time. So 4 times 10 times 10, and then it was plus 2 times 10 squared. Okay, hopefully I typed that right. 600. Yep. 600 inches squared. All right, next one. So this one is a triangular prism. Okay, triangular prism. So the base area is base times height divided by 2, because it's a triangle. The perimeter is just going to be adding up the 6 and the 7 and the 8. Okay, there's no formula for that one. You just add up those 3 sides. All right, so here we go. So I'm going to go down here. The surface area equals the perimeter. Okay, let's see. 6 plus 7 is 13. 13 plus 8 is 21. All right, so the perimeter is 21 times the height, which is 12, plus 2 times, okay, the base of the triangle is 7, times the height of the triangle is 6, divided by 2. Okay, so I'm going to type that, well, I'm going to simplify a little bit further here. So I've got 21 times 12 plus 2 times, okay, I need to figure that out. So let's see, 7 times 6 is 42. 42 divided by 2 is 21. Okay, now I can type that in. So 21 times 12 plus 2 times 21. So the surface area is 294 meters squared. Okay, take good notes again, write everything down. Draw arrows if you need to. All right, and finally, volume. Now you'll notice I used the same shapes. So I already found the base area. So remember, the base area up here is pi r squared. So the volume of this one is going to be, again, the base area is pi r squared because it's a circle. So I'm going to go pi times 6 squared times the height, which is 16. Again, we're going to leave the pi symbol alone. So the pi symbol is going to be in our answer. So now just take 6 squared times 16. $576. So 576 pi centimeters cubed. Volume is cubed. And finally, again, we've got the triangular prism here. The base area, remember, it's a triangle. So it's base times height divided by 2. So we're going to take the volume is going to be the base, which is 7, times the height, which is 6, divided by 2, times the height of the prism, which is 12. Okay, well, what we did earlier, we found out that 7 times 6 divided by 2, that is 21. So it's just 21 times 12. $252. So the volume is 252 cubic meters. All right, again, take good notes, rewatch whatever you need to rewatch. You can use your study guide only while taking the test. If you have not been doing your work like you should in class, then I don't think you have any right asking questions because you're not pulling your weight. So you need to make sure you are doing your work in class. Okay, you can use your study guide, but that's about it. All right, good luck.